A very good evening to everyone. My name is Prashant Gautam. Welcome to Cricfit. Today, we'll be discussing about Rajasthan Royals versus Chennai Super Kings match. Since the match is in Sharjah, we've got a Sharjah man with us. Joining me in this discussion is Amey Petkar. Amey, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Prashant, for your introduction here. Yes, the match is in Sharjah today, and since I was
I
brought up in
think
Sharjah, I
there's a
hold a special
disturbance
bond
from
with that
Amey's
city.
end. I think we can't join him at this point. So today is a very massive game. Chennai Super Kings, after winning their first game, will be looking to make it 2-0, whereas Rajasthan Royals, yeah, I got you, man.
Yeah, it's all okay from my end.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
Yeah, so as you said, the match is in Sharjah this time, and since I was brought up in Sharjah, I hold a very special bond towards that city. The toss has just happened, and Chennai Super Kings have again won the toss. They've elected to ball first on a dry Sharjah pitch here.
Well, I don't see this as a surprise because Sharjah being a very small ground, I think the captain winning the toss would have elected to bowl first. So I think it's an advantage for Chennai Super Kings. Rajasthan Royals will have to bat out of their skins to pull this match off because I expect this to be a very high scoring match. Traditionally, Sharjah doesn't spin as much compared to Abu Dhabi and Sharjah. So I'm expecting the first high scoring game in the tournament so far.
We'll look at the players who have received the cap in the Rajasthan setup. So Uttappa, David Miller, Tom Curran, and Yashasvi Jaiswal have received their caps. So it is, we are looking at all these four players making their debut for the Rajasthan side here. With Josh Butler missing out, we always knew that one of Uttappa, Jaiswal, and Manu Vora, two of them would end up opening. So they've gone with Jaiswal and Uttappa. Jaiswal being an aggressive option, given that he has put up those amazing performances for the India under 19 side in the under 19 World Cup. So it was pretty much predicted that Jaiswal would be picked here, and then they have gone with experience in the form of Robin Uttappa.
Yeah, Robin Uthappa will have a role to play for RR this season. I think he's a fabulous player of spin, and he has been sweating it out in the gym, and he's really looking forward to perform for his new franchise. So Uthappa, I would have also picked him in my squad. Miller, obviously, with Josh Butler not playing and Ben Stokes also not currently in the UAE. Miller is also a good choice, and like you, I'm also looking forward to see the young Yashasvi Jaiswal play. I think he's a very exciting talent up front with no baggage. It's his first tournament. 18, 19-year-old. I think we saw yesterday Devdutt Padikkal do the same thing for RCB. If he can do the same thing for the Royals, I think he'll be really good for them.
Yeah, and another news is that Ambati Raidu is not playing today. So we have Ruturaj Gaikwad, who was suffering from COVID-19. He contracted that disease after coming into UAE, and he has finally recovered, and he's finally playing for the Chennai Super Kings in today's game here. So, do you see that Ruturaj Gaikwad might just open because he's an opening batsman for the Maharashtra Ranji side here, and in club cricket as well, he opens, for his club here. So, are you looking at someone like Murli Vijay being dropped and Ruturaj Gaikwad being used as an opener in today's game here?
Well, knowing MS Dhoni and the CSK management, they're not someone that will experiment after a game. Ambati Rayudu not playing in this match is a massive blow for them. I see Vijay and Watson again opening the batting. Ruturaj might bat at 3 with Faf shifting to 4. But Ambati after that last game, this will be a massive blow for them because he showed in the last game that he meant business. So Ruturaj Gaikwad is a very talented player. I've seen him play in domestic cricket. So high hopes from him.
We will also look at the Kings playing 11 here. Vijay and Watson, I think now they're going to open. So Ruturaj Gaikwad will bat at 4 in place of Ambati Raidu, since that's the only change that we are seeing here. The remaining side is the same, which played against Mumbai Indians in the first match in Abu Dhabi here. So that's just one change, very typical of MS Dhoni. Does not like changing the squads much here. So pretty much one changer. So how about you look at this squad here on a short, the Sharjah boundaries are very short, first of all. So expect it to be a high scoring game. So someone like Vijay, Watson, Fab du Plessis, plenty of runs to offer here in their batting here.
Well, I look at this side and they have all bases covered. You see Vijay Watson, classy T20 openers, Faf du Plessis. He showed it in the last game that, he can take the game till the very end and, finish the game for his side. Ruturaj Gaikwad making his debut, a very talented player. MS Dhoni, the legend himself. Jadhav and Jadeja will have a role to play with both bat and ball, I feel, in this match. Sam Curran is a very interesting option as well. Sam Curran, sorry. So I think it's a very competitive and a very good side. RR will have to play out of their skins, as I mentioned, to pull this off.
And here, you also see a battle between two players here, Tom Curran and Sam Curran, playing for different teams. Both have been playing for the national side in England. Now they'll be up against each other. This is not the first time that we are seeing two brothers. In the past, you have seen Yusuf Pathan play for Rajasthan, Irfan Pathan play for Chennai Super Kings. So, a clash of the brothers also is something we are going to see in this game here.
Well, it's not a surprise that they're playing for, their respective franchises. They're very underrated T20 performers. So always nice when you have your brother playing against you. You will, obviously try to get one over him and be better at him and take his wicket or score runs of him. So it will be a very interesting matchup.
And the Rajasthan Royals, we'll just pull up the Rajasthan Royals side here in a bit here.
Sure.
We also talk about, one question we had was about who will open in the place of, in the absence of Josh Butler. So they have gone with Yashasvi Jaiswal and Robin Uttappa, youth and experience. That blend is there within the Rajasthan setup. But if you look at their middle order, it does look like they are quite a young side here. They have someone like Riyan Parag who has performed really well for them in past one or 2 years. But as a side, they look quite inexperienced. Do you think the same here? When you look at Chennai Super Kings, they have an experience. Various players who have a lot of experience here in the form of MS Dhoni, Shane Watson. But Rajasthan side here looks a bit weak on that part here.
Well, I completely agree with you. When it comes to experience, I don't think any side can match up with the Chennai Super Kings. Rajasthan Royals without Josh Butler and Ben Stokes will definitely look incomplete. So the onus will be on the experienced players, the likes of Robin Uthappa. Steve Smith, I think, will be the most key player for them. He will be the glue that holds the entire team. You talk about Miller, Riyan Parag, very exciting teenager again. So the two next generation superstars of Indian cricket, I must say, Jaiswal and Parag, will be playing again for Rajasthan. So they will be crucial. But as I said, they will be incomplete without somebody like a Butler and Stokes, who are absolutely match winners.
Yeah, and if you look at the playing 11 of Rajasthan, yeah, they have Thompson at six, Smith at four, and then David Miller, who had a prolific run for the Kings and Punjab side in the past, is now playing for the Rajasthan side here. Then followed by which you have Riyan Parag, Shreyas Gopal. Do you feel like the finisher spot here is a bit of a worry for the Rajasthan side, given Miller is the only one here, but he's slotted in the middle order.
Definitely, I don't see Miller, being as consistent as some of the other finishers in IPL 2020. So their top order needs to click if they have any chance of winning or posting a big total on the board in this match against CSK. So Jaiswal, Uthappa, Samson. I would rather bat Samson at four and Smith at three, because I feel Smith at four sometimes tries to go hard really early and he loses his wicket. Like the one we saw in the recently concluded England series. So I will have Samson at four, Smith at three, and then Miller and Parag hopefully can carry on the good work and finish the innings later.
So one thing here is about Ben Stokes and Josh Butler, both missing the first game here. Both are quality players for their side. Given that the amount of performances they have put up for the England side in the past. With these two star players missing out, how much of an impact it will make on the Rajasthan side?
Well, it will be a massive, impact in their side, because the first two names on the Rajasthan Royals team will definitely be of these two, Josh Butler and Ben Stokes, arguably two of the best batsmen in the world currently. So it will be a massive blow. You can't fill the void of these two, but the management would have had a talk about their absence, and I'm sure the guys who are playing in this match will be eager to perform, and hopefully we see a competitive match because Chennai Super Kings on paper do look a stronger side, but I expect Rajasthan Royals to surprise, to play good and surprise few people.
And also, finishing this game, Chennai and Rajasthan game here. The last time they faced each other in the 2019 IPL, something very unusual happened. We'll display some pictures here. As we all know how MS Dhoni walked in when an umpire called a no ball and then said that no, it's not a no ball, and then he charged in. Since Chennai were batting. So, which didn't really affect their performance. It didn't really reflect on the result. But then, MS Dhoni notched up a fine.
Well, yeah, it was really interesting and surprising to see MS Dhoni step on the field and discuss with the umpires about the no ball. You associate coolness and calmness with Dhoni, but it was really interesting to see. It just shows the love and passion that the man has, and he wants Chennai Super Kings to do every time he captains them. So, but I don't think many people that will play a factor in this match because it was a long time back and a lot of things has happened since then. So it will definitely be something that fans will always remember, but I don't see it playing a role in this match.
Yeah. So, move on to the players who watch out for in today's game. Now, here Ambati Rayudu is not playing, so his name just gets crossed out here. One player you would put here in place of Ambati Rayudu, Prashant?
Well, sure, yeah, surely Shane Watson because he'll be playing against his old franchise, with whom he first won the IPL 2008. After failing in the first match, he'll be really motivated, and the Sharjah pitch will actually suit him better than the Abu Dhabi pitch that they played. So surely the player to watch out from the CSK camp will be definitely Shane Watson.
And then you have someone like Steve Smith. You don't need a definition to define this person. His record speaks for himself. The amount of runs he has scored for Australia. He's one of those top four batsmen in the world. Alongside Virat Kohli and Kane Williamson. So Steve Smith again. He's one player we all should watch out for. His record is another thing we should all talk about here. 29 matches in the past 3 years, 2017 and 2019 record here. He has scored 791 runs and has been a consistent run scorer for the Rajasthan franchise. You also talk about someone like Jofra Archer. They both share a history here. First of all, as we all know, and we have all seen what happened in the Ashes series when Jofra balled at bouncer and it hit Steve Smith, and then he was ruled out for a test match or so. So another, Jofra, a player we watch out for is Jofra Archer here. So he's also the game changer for us because he has that ability to pick wickets up front. He also balls really well at the death as well. So 21 matches, 26 wickets, and an economy of just under 8. That's just brilliant here, Prashant.
First, I'll actually talk about Steven Smith. I think I'm expecting him to have one of the best years in IPL with the bat in hand because I feel he'll drop anchor in most of the matches and try to bat deep, much like Ambati Rayudu did for CSK in the first match. So I expect Steve Smith, who's a fabulous player of spin, to have one of his best season. And with captaincy, I think we'll see him perform even better. Then talking about Jofra Archer, since making his debut in 2018, I think he's been absolutely fabulous. As you said, he's a very potent force and a wicket taker. And in the recently concluded England versus Australia series at Old Trafford, you saw him perform exceptionally well because the surfaces were also tired and slow, much like what we are going to see in UAE. So he showed his character and he showed that he can bend his back and pick wickets for his captain. So these two players will be vital for Rajasthan Royals, especially in the absence of Ben Stokes and Josh Butler.
One more player, also a game changer here is Sam Curran. In the previous match, he was shocked to see that, Dhoni asked him to, go ahead of him to bat instead of, he himself going ahead. So Sam Curran scored those vital 18 runs against Mumbai Indians, typically just, finishing the game off for CSK the other day.
Well, Sam Curran is that sort of cricketer. You just cannot keep him out of the game. He does his job quietly, performs with both bat and ball. He doesn't make the headlines, but he performs better than people expect him to do. And with Dhoni on his side as skipper, he will have a defined role that he executed really well in the first match. So I'm expecting him to play another inning like that late down the order, and with his variations and his left arm angle, he will create problems for RR in this match surely.
Last year we saw thing was Dhoni was sending Jadeja up the order. In a few matches we saw him batting at 4 and 5. Sam Curran can also do something similar to what Jadeja is. He can also open the innings. He can come in at number 3, number 4. Anything and everything. He's a complete package of a player. If you look at him as a overall at his overall performance.
Well, as I said, he's a very underrated player, and if a left arm spinner is bowling like Krunal Pandya was bowling in the first match, Dhoni can promote him in the batting lineup, and he can easily score around 15 to 20 runs in an over and change the momentum of the game, much like he did in the first match. So again, he's a very crucial player for them. I expect him to score and pick wickets in this match.
We will move to trump cards for today's game. We have gone with Prof. Duplessis and Sanju Samson. Um, Prashant, just talk us through both these players here.
Yeah, firstly, I'll talk about Sanju Samson. I think he's a very gifted timer of the cricket ball. We've seen him time and time again prove what a talent he is. But my wish is that he converts his 20s and 30s and score a big 100 or a 50 in every game that he gets set, because RR will heavily depend on him. Their inexperienced middle order uh, will be very interesting to see in this IPL. So Sanju Samson will be a key player for them up front. 27 matches, 783 runs, strike rate of 147. This just shows the quality of the man. But you see only 350s in 27 matches. So I want him to convert his starts and take Rajasthan home this time.
So, with the toss, at the toss, we just heard how MS Dhoni elected to ball first here. The Sharjah match is expected to, be a high-scoring affair. A lot of the sixes are expected to go out of the stadium because it's not as covered as the Dubai International Cricket Stadium here. As we follow here, MS Dhoni at the toss said that I feel this is one venue where the wicket will be entirely different compared to the other two venues here. In the Abu Dhabi and Dubai pitch, we saw a layer of grass covering the pitch here, but this pitch in Sharjah has no grass on it. And Sunil Gavaskar said that you expect a bit of low bounce being offered here, but at the same time it will be a high scoring affair.
Well, we've seen over the years, we've grown up watching games, played at Sharjah. You see a sheen on the pitch. That means it will definitely be a high scoring match, and with the short boundaries of around 65 to 70 meters, so batsmen will be eyeing them. Abu Dhabi and Dubai traditionally slows down as the match progresses, but at Sharjah, I don't see that happening much. And Chennai Super Kings batting second will have a huge advantage because there is a lot of dew at Sharjah in the night. So Rajasthan Royals will have to play extremely well and post a total of around 180, 190 if they need to be in the game.
So, we talk about these two players here, Ben Stokes and Josh Butler. I'll just pull up the Rajasthan Royals squad here as well. So, after these two players return, who do you think will get dropped here from this playing 11?
Well, I don't see Miller playing a lot of games when Butler returns, and same with somebody like a Tom Curran. I think Ben Stokes and Josh Butler, as soon as they're available and fit, will obviously make themselves in the side. So I see Miller and Tom Curran missing out when Ben Stokes and Josh Butler plays for Rajasthan Royals.
No, also you look at the bowling attack here. If you remove someone like Tom Curran, the death bowling becomes an issue here because Jaydev Unadkat is not that good of a dead bowler as we have seen in the past. They only have Archer here, who is a trusted dead ball specialist. But then, other than that, it opens those loopholes in their bowling attack.
Definitely, completely agree with you. That is why they've included somebody like a Tom Curran, who is known for his variations. A lot will obviously depend on Archer. Unadkat, I feel, not in Sharjah, but in Abu Dhabi and Dubai, he'll be really handful because he's known for his cutters and he is a very decent death bowler. But in this match, I think he might travel and go the distance on a short ground. So onus will be on Archer and Tom Curran, two Englishmen, and also Shreyas Gopal. I think he'll be having a crucial role to play in this match. He's a wicket taker and he can trouble the best of batsmen. So as soon as somebody like a Dhoni or a Faf du Plessis comes, Steve Smith will be giving the ball to him and will be asking him to pick a wicket.
We'll take a few questions. YouTube, we have a question from Manisha Kavimandan. Pitches will be in favor of spinners. Who do you think Dhoni will give the new ball to? Do you expect a spinner opening the bowling attack today from the Chennai side?
Well, not today because you see the batsman who will be opening for Rajasthan Royals will be somebody like a Jaiswal and another Indian player, so who are traditionally very good players of spin. But as the tournament progresses, I think spinners will be bowling in the power play because it will not be easy to hit them. The ball will grip and bounce, but not today. I think he'll be opening with somebody like a Ngidi or even a Sam Curran.
And one thing I'm surprised to see Imran Tahir has missed out again, given that the pitch is going to assist the spinners more here. They're stuck with Jadeja and Chawla as their premium spinners, but at the same time, Imran Tahir is someone who you cannot count out because he's a natural. He has that knack of picking wickets at crucial stages of the game.
Well, highest wicket taker of the last year's IPL. I think what has happened with Chennai this year is that inclusion of Chavla is the reason why he didn't play in this match and the last game as well. Him being a leggy, offers similar sort of thing that Tahir brings to the table. So that is why they played Lungi and Gidi, who also picked 3 wickets in the last game. But as the tournament progresses, and they'll be trying to balance the workload of international players, so Tahir will surely feature in the latter stages of the innings.
Okay, so another question coming in from Raj Kumar here. Who do you think will win today's match? He thinks CSK. Prashant, what do you think here?
Well, my pick is also Chennai Super Kings. Also, I always support the underdog, which is Rajasthan Royals. But I think with especially now with them chasing it, they just have a lot of firepower in all departments. So they will play. They will have to play out of their skins in order to pull this off. So Chennai Super Kings are firm favorites to win this.
So I'll just quickly run you through the head-to-head record before we wrap up here.
Sure.
CSK have a clear edge over Rajasthan. They have won 14 times out of 8. Out of those 22 encounters, they have been part of. Rajasthan, not being in the right shape after winning that 2008 IPL title. So CSK have a clear edge here, but at the same time, you cannot count out Rajasthan because they have a few new players coming in the form of David Miller, Robin Uttappa, and we might just expect them to click today. David Miller, as they all call him, the Killer Miller. He might just score a lot of runs. Obviously, they are gonna miss the absence of Josh Butler and Ben Stokes, but overall, I feel the Rajasthan side looks a balanced side, but not that experience at the moment here.
In the last 5 matches, also Chennai hold the edge over the Royals. They've won, I think, 4 out of the last 5. And as you said, as we discussed, their middle order and their bowling department is, I don't think, nowhere near CSK. So CSK are surely firm favorites, but you never know. It's about who performs on the day. I hope Rajasthan Royals have a really good game and they show character that they can perform even without somebody like a Stokes or a Butler.
Okay, so the match is just starting now. So the news from the center is Chennai Super Kings have won the toss and they've elected to ball first. Ambati Rayudu is missing out today, so Ruturaj Gaikwad takes his place, who has just recovered from COVID. With this, we wrap up today's session here. For more cricketing updates, please visit our website www.cricfit.com and keep following Cricfit for more such updates here.